Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to start talking about equations for 7th and 8th grade. So, like we said, we're trying to get you to be able to skip through 7th, possibly go into some 8th grade math. So in order to do that, we want to start talking about these equations that you're going to see and that you would have seen if you were in 7th grade. Today you should be able to solve two-step equations with integers. You're going to know that you've got it when you correctly complete the exit ticket questions and you've got them correct. Right? You're going to need to check your Echo account to figure out what graphic organizer number this is, but it looks like this, and you'll notice at the top it says two-step equations with integers. Make sure you have this one and it has that title because some of them are going to get changed up. Okay, they're going to all look the same, but they're just going to have a different number. So here's example number 1. You need to go ahead and write this down, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so we have negative 9x plus 4 equals negative 32. And just as a reminder, okay, that when we do any multi-step equations, we follow the order of operations backwards. Okay, so that's really important. Remember, we go backwards, so we go from the bottom to the top. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and solve an equation like we've always solved an equation, which is draw a line through the equal sign. The next thing we want to do is find our variable. Well, our variable is x. Now, we have some things attached to it. This right here that I underlined means multiply. But before multiply, because we're going backwards, we have to take care of our adding and subtraction. So we're going to take care of adding and subtracting first. So if you look right up here, we have adding 4. Well, instead of adding 4, we're going to go ahead and do the opposite or the inverse operation, which means we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. We subtract 4 from both sides, and we have negative 32 minus 4. These are both bills, so I have a bill for 32 and a bill for 4. That means I owe $36. Now, I also have negative 9x. Okay? Now, negative 9 times x, that's multiplying. So we need to do the inverse, which is divide. We're going to divide by negative 9. Divided by negative 9. When we do that, remember we use Pete to Steve, okay, which is quite simply negative, negative, and positive. It looks like this guy. Okay, he's got that ugly eyes. Those are both negative, so we have a positive answer. 36 divided by 9 is 4. It's positive 4, and x is equal to 4. Ladies and gentlemen, that's example number 1. Okay, example number 2. Here we go. We have negative 4 equals a divided by negative 3 plus 2. All right, so once again, remember PEMDAS backwards. So because of that, we're going to go ahead and write it up here, and I'm going to make sure that I say that this time I'm going from bottom to top. All right, going to draw my line. I'm going to find my variable, which is a, and attached to it is divided by negative 3 and add 2. I need to get rid of the adding 2 because, remember, I go in reverse order of operations, so I'm going to subtract 2 to both sides. Negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6. Remember, those are both bills. And we have a over negative 3. Now, instead of dividing by negative 3, I'm going to multiply by negative 3. Okay, so times negative 3, and that's going to give me a on the right side. And negative 6 times negative 3, if you remember, a negative times a negative is a positive. It equals 18. So 18 equals a. There you go, example number 2. Example number 3. This time, once again, PEMDAS backwards. We're going to go ahead and draw our line. And we find our variable. It's on the right side again. But we have a multiplying by negative 8, and we have a subtract 4. We're going to do the opposite of subtracting 4 because we're going to follow the order of operations backwards. So we're going to add 4 to both sides. We're going to add 4 and negative 12 plus 4. Remember, negative 12 is a bill plus 4 is an allowance. So I have $4, but I owe you 12. Do I have enough to pay? No, I still owe $8. So negative 8 times y equals negative 8. Now, if you look at my y, I am multiplying it by negative 8. So I'm going to divide it by negative 8. And you divide both of those by negative 8. Negative 8 divided by negative 8. A negative divided by a negative equals a positive. Okay, so a negative divided by a negative equals a positive. Once again, Pete to Steve, if you look at him, those are both negatives. Cross them both out, you're going to get a positive answer. 8 divided by 8 is 1, and that's going to give us y. So y is equal to 1. All right, last example. If you need some help, you're going to have to come see me. Here we go. We have, once again, we're going to draw our line. We're going to do the order of operations backwards, which means we're going to do adding and subtracting first if we have any. We do. I'm going to underline it. We have minus 4. So I'm going to go ahead and add 4 to both sides. Okay. So I go ahead and do that. If my finger works today. There we go. And it gives me 2 over 5 p equals 10. Now, 2 over 5p, or 2/5 p, means I am multiplying by 2/5. Okay, I am multiplying by 2/5. So if I'm multiplying by 2/5, I'm going to divide by 2/5 and divide by 2/5, which is going to be weird. So 10 divided by 2/5, this one actually happens to give us a fraction. Yay. So we're going to go up here, and 10 divided by 2 over 5 is the same thing as 10 over 1 times, remember we find the reciprocal, 5 over 2, pre-simplify if you can, and that gives us 25. Yay. So, we'll go ahead and put that in. That means p over here is going to equal 25, and that's our answer. P is equal to 25. That one's a little bit challenging. You'll see more of those in our next video. Right now, you need to pause the video, and you need to do these two for me. Go ahead, pause the video, pause it, finish them, do them, then I'm going to show them to you. All right, hopefully you have completed these problems. If you have not, once again, remember to pause it, go ahead and draw my line, find the variable, it's on the right side, so everything else needs to go away. So I have a positive 4, need to subtract 4. Okay, subtract 4 to both sides. Negative 8 minus 4 gives me negative 12 equals 6t. Divide both sides by 6, and you should have gotten t is equal to negative 2, and that's your answer. Next one, draw my line. Find that my h is right here. I have a adding or subtracting, which is minus 6. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. That's going to give me negative 8. Remember bills and allowances. And we have 3/4 times h equals negative 8. What am I going to do? Well, 3/4 h means multiply, so I'm going to divide by 3/4. I'm going to divide by 3 over 4. So negative 8 divided by 3 over 4. And oops. Let's pull that back up. There we go. Negative 8 divided by 3 over 4. We're going to have to be very careful on this one because we got to be careful. We have a negative divided by a positive. So negative divided by a positive means our answer is going to be negative. So I'm going to say, and I'm out of room, so I'm going to say h is equal to, and I know my answer is going to be negative. Now I just need to figure out what it is. 8 divided by 3/4. All right. So same thing as 8 over 1. You're going to go ahead and keep change and flip. And that's going to give you 32/3. Yuck. And that's going to give you 10 2/3, which unfortunately is negative because remember we have our negative back over here. So it's negative 10 2/3. And that should have been your answer, ladies and gentlemen. Yuck. That one's kind of nasty. All right. Next one. Here are the two that you have to do. These are your exit ticket. Once you're done with them, I do want you to show them. I want them to be checked with me. And then, hey, after you finish those, you're going to go and do your worksheet. I'm not sure what worksheet number this is. You'll have to check Echo. But what I will say is finish your exit ticket, then work on your worksheet. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck.